Welcome to the Sisterhood Society Podcast, where we discuss all things walking with Christ, becoming who you truly are in Him, and hearing the voice of God for your life. I'm your host, Alexondria Ray Priestley, and I want to encourage you to walk with Christ without limit. Here, my desire is to lead many young women to living a lifestyle of transformation for the Father's use. So join me as we go in deeper. Let's talk, sis. I do want to talk to you about a very important thing that I feel like is just on my heart today, okay? And that is, in particular, I need you to become her. Y'all, the reason why I started this channel out in the beginning was so that I can encourage other young women, other young girls, other people that just feel like they want to grow in God and just become who God has truly called them to be without limit, y'all. And I find it so funny because as of late, God has just been reminding me on becoming, on people becoming and the process of becoming. Because sometimes, y'all, a lot of us, y'all, we don't really talk about the real reality of becoming. Becoming, it sounds good. It sounds like it's something you might want to pursue. It sounds like something you might want to do, right? But nobody really talks about the real reality of what it is to really become and what you experience in the process of becoming. Becoming means that I continually, it's a continual process of you going from one place to another place. And so with that, a lot of us, y'all, we don't really talk about enough the process of it, because there is a process to becoming. There will be opposition. There will be things that try to come up that will try to discourage you. There will be things that will come up that try to get you off focus, that try to get you off of the journey of where and what you're really supposed to be doing. And so, y'all, with that, I feel like it's so important right now that we remind those people to actually still become. It does not matter what you face. It does not matter what you see. It does not matter what it is that's coming up against you. You still have to become. You still gotta come. Become in spite of the pushback. Become in spite of the distractions. Become in spite of those people, those things, those spirits that don't want to see you prosper. You still gotta become. You still must endure the process. Y'all, I gave a message maybe like a couple of months back, and the title of it was, y'all, become in the enemy's face. And I just want to tell you right now, guys, that is what you must do in 2024. You must become in the enemy's face. And y'all, I was thinking about who can I relate this to in the Bible in particular. And I find that one of the greatest influencers in the Bible, in history, in the world, everybody knows his name, and his name is Jesus. I feel like he was one of the best influencers. He was one of the best people to refer to when we talk about becoming and when we talk about applying pressure, regardless of what is coming up against you. And so when I think about Jesus, y'all, I think about his whole journey in his life and his life story, and how each of the disciples, they broke down Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. They broke down of the story of Jesus Christ and about his life. And so during that story, y'all, I find that Jesus was always in a state of pushback. I felt like he was always in a state where there was always something or somebody coming up against him. There was always some conversation. There was always something happening, something trying to stop him on the process of becoming, on the process of being who God called him to be in this earth realm. And so what I want to remind you today is that with Jesus, when we look at his life, we look at the fact that he had so much opposition coming up against him. He had so many things trying to stop him on the process of coming to do what he was called to do in the first place. He had so many things that was set in place to try to stop him from being the savior, from being the redeemer of those that needed to have him in the earth, that was going to need him in his future. But what I realized too is that he never stopped applying pressure. And that's what you have to do in 2024. You have to apply pressure. You have to go regardless of who comes with you, regardless of who does not have your back. You have to become, you have to move forward. You have to press on. Why? Because there is something about when you apply pressure in spite of what comes up against you to try to stop you. It is something about when you apply pressure, when those things that come to try to shut your mouth, they have to back up. When you keep going in and you keep pressing forward and you keep applying pressure, and apply pressure means that I continually go no matter who's with me, no matter who's around me, no matter who's against me, no matter what people say, no matter what people do, no matter what I even do, no matter what I try to self-sabotage and do to myself to try to stop me, or no matter how discouraged I may feel, apply pressure. That means that I push against the thing that is coming against me. And you have to understand that if you are with God, God has an army that is behind you. It does not matter who is physically with you or without you. It does not matter who goes against you. If God be for me, then who can be against me? I hear that right now. If God be for you, then who can be against you? It does not matter if there is an army of devils and demons and people that are coming up against your assignment. It does not matter who is against you, but if God is for you, then who can truly be against you? If they are against you, and if you stand with God, then they got to go, but it got to be something between them and God, because God has his people's back. God is the one who will make sure that you are taken care of. When you're taking care of his kingdom, when you're taking care of his business, when you are somebody that is about your father's business, you've got to understand that God is with you at all times. It does not matter what it looks like. It does not matter what it seems like. There will be opposition. There will be people. There will be things that the enemy will use to try to distract you on this journey of becoming, on this journey of growth. But you've got to understand that this is the year where you apply pressure. This is the year where you do not give up. This is the year where you become her, where you become in the enemy's face, where you become that woman, that man, that boy, that girl that God has designed for you to be, where you become that person that God has ordained for you to walk into and ordained for you to be empowered in, because you've got to understand that you've got power. You've got to understand that you've got authority. You've got to understand that no devil in hell can stop you upon the process of becoming. The only one that can stop you from becoming is you. You've got the power. It's you against you this year. It's you against you this year. It is you against you this year. It is not about anybody else. It's not about nothing else. But you've got to understand that it's only about the process and the kingdom of heaven. It's about you going through the process so that God can use you, so that God can anoint you, so that God can go before you and use you to speak to those that don't know that they can become in spite of what their past says. It does not matter where you come from. God uses the ugliest of situations. He uses the ugliest of things. He uses the ugliest of circumstances to use people that people would have never expected to be used by God. But he uses them to show people that you are a miracle. He uses them to show people that if she can come out of that place, they saw where you were years ago. They saw who you were as a little girl. They saw how shy and how closed in you were as a kid. But they're about to see you prosper. They're about to see you soar. They're about to see you become. They're about to see you stand on top of mountains. They're about to see you declare the works of the Lord. They're about to see you be used by God. Why? Because there is somebody that is going to be blessed by your transformation. There is somebody that is going to be blessed by you being a miracle in the earth. That's why you're here. That's why you got to be the one to say it. That's why you got to be the one that God's going to use, because you are a miracle. Where you have came from, there is no way you should have made it through that, but you are a miracle. You are a sign. You are a wonder to those that believe and to those that don't believe, to those that knew you back then and to those that knew you right now. You will be a sign and a wonder in the earth. You will be a miracle to those that need a word from the Lord. You will be somebody that God will use to set the captives free, to release those chains from those young girls, to release those chains from those young boys, to release those chains from whoever you are called to do in the earth. And I just want to encourage you today I only coming on here just quick, y'all, just to encourage y'all, because I need you to understand that this is the time where you must become. No more running away, no more self-sabotaging, no more giving up, no more allowing the enemy to talk you out of what God has said that you can do and who he said that you can be. But it is time for you to become her, become him, become who God has called you to become. And it does not matter what it looks like. But it depends on what God says. What is God saying about you? What is God proclaiming over your life? Believe that, speak that, and I bet you'll see God move.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. I pray that it blessed you. I pray that it expanded your knowledge and your understanding. And I definitely can't wait to see you on the next episode. So definitely make sure you check this out. This is a weekly podcast where you get encouragement. You get the push for your next week, guys. Let's do it, sis. See you soon.